Hello everybody and welcome back to Certified Collectibles. This is another episode of First Appearance of the Week. This is Wednesday, February 5th, 2025. We'll be giving you all the first appearance in your comic shops today. Now this week we had a pretty light video for you guys. I think we have 5 first appearances, but only 1 honorable mention. So 6 titles I want to go through. There's definitely some books in there worth picking up for your collection. So let's go ahead and get started for the first appearance of the week ending February 7th, 2025. First up from DC Comics, Absolute Superman number 4. This features the first appearance of the Absolute Omega Men. Now, this series needs no introduction. You guys are very familiar with these Absolute series by now. Absolute Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Incredibly popular, huge fan favorites. Collectors love these series. And this particular issue here features the first appearance of these Absolute Omega Men. Don't really know how important that's going to be in the broader DCU. But this series here, super hot. So anytime they introduce any of these new Absolute characters, these are books you want to pick up anyway. For $3 or $4, it's definitely worth having these in your collection. So this one here, we do think you should pick up for your collection. Go ahead and grab this one. Next up from DC Comics, Batgirl number 4. This features the first appearance of Chodak the Unbowed. Also the first appearance of Nergui the Unknown. Now, like we always mention with the DC Comics, it really depends on what DC does with these characters they're introducing in the comics, as to how important those characters are going to be, and how important those issues are going to be in the future. Now, the Batgirl title series, definitely not one of DC's more popular or more heavily collected series, so the fact that they're introducing 2 characters into this particular issue in this title series, this one here is definitely going to be speculative. Like I said, the Batgirl franchise, not really heavily collected. They are introducing these characters into the Batman universe, of which Batgirl is a part. But like I said, unless they do something important with these characters, bring these characters into the broader Batman universe, or into other title series or other story arcs, these characters aren't really going to be all that important. But this one here, like I said, maybe we're specking on for $2 or $3. This is the Batgirl series, so not heavily collected now, but we really don't know what the future may hold. So this one here may be worth a spec. Grab this here for a spec if you can. If you can't, put it in your B-list and take a look at it later on. Next up from Marvel Comics, Power Man Timeless number 1. This features the first appearance of Aeon the Knife. Now this here is a 5-issue limited series featuring the version of Luke Cage, the final living superhero introduced in Timeless number 1 back in 2023, who's transported to the mainstream Marvel Universe in present day. Now we always recommend picking up the first appearance of new characters in Marvel titles. Like we always tell you guys, Marvel Disney is still churning out a ton of media for the small screen and big screen, and if they bring any of these characters to the screen, whether it's a TV show, streaming series, or feature film, collectors will race back to the comics and try to find these first appearances. Now with all that being said, this Aeon the Knife character, we really don't know how important that character is going to be in the future and how important that character is going to be to the overall Marvel Universe. But $3 or $4, probably worth picking up. Like I said, it's usually worth specking on these first appearances of new characters in the Marvel titles. If they do make it big, you definitely want to own this book for $3 or $4. You don't want to chase it down years later for a lot more money. Now this one here is going to be speculative because this here is more of a B series and this is a limited series, this Power Man Timeless series. So this one here is going to be speculative, but for $3 or $4, maybe worth the spec. Grab this here for a spec if you can. If you can't, put it in your B-list and take a look at it later on. Next up from Marvel Comics, Wolverine number 6. This features the first appearance of Adamantine. Now the Wolverine title series, very popular with fans and collectors, especially with the Wolverine Deadpool movie. That definitely brought a lot of interest back to the Wolverine franchise. And this particular issue here does feature the first appearance of Adamantine. Don't really know the importance in the Marvel Universe right now, but like we always say, probably worth specking on the first appearance of new characters in Marvel titles. So another one, this is going to be a little bit more speculative, but probably worth specking on if you can. So if you can, pick this up for a spec. Otherwise, put it in your B-list and take a look at it later on. And finally from Marvel Comics, Ultimates number 9. This features the first appearance of Ultimate Luke Cage. Now this Marvel Ultimates universe, incredibly popular with fans and collectors. All the title series within this universe have done very well. There's been a lot of first appearances of these new Ultimate characters, and collectors are picking up these books and hanging on to them long term. Now Luke Cage is a very established character, and the fact that they're bringing him into this Ultimates universe, this one here is probably worth picking up in our opinion. Like I said, this Ultimates universe, incredibly popular. Most of the title series within this universe have done well, the premiere issues and the first appearances. So this one here, if you can, definitely worth picking up for your collection. Go ahead and grab this one. And now for the honorable mention, from Boom Comics, Bronze Faces number 1. A trio of Nigerian friends reunite at a museum celebration of their heritage, only to discover rampant cultural theft that becomes even more brazen than they first realize, prompting them to engage in the heist of a lifetime. Now, we put this one on the list because this has been getting a lot of buzz. And Boom Comics has had a lot of their titles picked up an option in the past. So whenever there's a title that comes out that's getting a lot of buzz in the media, these are books we definitely put on the list because if they're already getting buzz, they have a great potential to be optioned. This one here does sound like it can lend itself easily to a small screen, big screen project. And like I just mentioned, Boom Comics has had a lot of their titles picked up an option in the past. So this one here is a great spec in our opinion. We always spec on these Boom titles, especially when there's buzz in the industry. So pick this one here up for a spec if you can. If you can't, put in your review list, but definitely keep an eye on this one. So there you have the 6 titles we have for you guys this week. Definitely some books in there worth picking up for your collection. So please feel free to drop some comments in the comment section below. Thumbs up if you like this video. And as always, please remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for joining us here at Certified Collectibles, and we'll see you again next time.